Hello, I'm James, amateur radio call sign WA7LAW. It's Friday night, getting close to 8 o'clock, but we just set up our field day setup here at Legion Park in Everett, Washington. Really appreciative of the city and all those who helped make it work out this year to get back to the park. It's a gorgeous night. We're overlooking the Puget Sound. We've got our tower set up, our tent, and our other satellite station, or our CW digital station. The antenna is set up at the north end of this Habub lookout, and really appreciate Brett for offering to spend the night, and sorry to hear that Michael was out sick, so hope you're feeling better. But thank you for everyone who came out to help and get set up. We'll take a few shots. I'll include a few shots of the setup tonight, but mostly focused on just making sure everything went together. So we're at a good spot. My goal tomorrow is to give you a few of the insights of what it looks like on a field day here, and also give you a quick tour of our setup. So looking forward to do that tomorrow as we move forward to field day starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock our time. On to tomorrow. All right, good morning. Saturday morning field day. It's a little after 9 o'clock, so we start here in a little over an hour and a half. Getting the welcome table set out and just last minute station set up. So we still got to move the trailer and get the CW station and digital station set up on the north side of the park. So a few folks here. Sound like a great night. The police stopped by in the middle of the night for Tim, who also helped. Thank you, and Brett. And we had the permit in the car, so everything was good. But thank you for keeping the site secure last night. We turned the radios on and heard Europe coming in really strong this morning. So hopefully it should be a really great day on the bands. But let's keep doing some of the finish up work, and then I'll do a little bit of a tour of the club set up here in just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Triplexer, we only have one piece of coax coming in, but it allows us to have 3 different people translate.
Do people with like 13 have like a bunch of those, or just a really, really big one?
Alpha whiskey.
You want to take over a little bit?
Well, it is 7:30 Saturday night. I've been scrambling around. I've just had a great time at lunch and getting everybody fed. We had a great group of people here midday, and it's just been great to see a mix of people from new hams to even folks that were just licensed at our VE testing this morning came out and got on the air. So just a great day talking to folks and hearing the same thing. I'm excited to see everyone here today. So again, a great lunch. I was able to tour some folks around today from emergency management, so really appreciated Jared, and I'm blanking the other name. I'll have to put that in the video, for stopping by and checking out our club. And just for everyone else that stopped by, even some of my family stopped by to visit, so that was awesome to see them. And so I brought the food back home. I came back. It's pretty quiet right now. I thought it'd be a good time to show you around the setup here at Legion Park for field day. So I'll give you a quick tour like I shared with everybody else today. And if you're also more interested, I did a similar setup for 7QP, but we've got some differences here today, and I'll explain what we did and maybe why we did things a little bit differently. So let's do a quick tour, and I'll show you along the way. Here we go. So usually the first place I'll start the journey is showing folks the tower. We've got an extension mast on the trailer, and it's one of the fun things to set up. I'll say for all of us learning to set up this event, it's read the manual. So you'll remember that if you've been to a setup, make sure you read the manual, go slow, both on the tower setup and also the directional antenna that we have on the top. So we have a great trailer here. I always appreciate the folks that tow it over. One of the first steps we'll do is extend the legs and get it level. And then once we do that, then we'll start to take the 4-element Yagi antenna outside of the tubes that we have and put that together, and then put it on the mast in kind of 2 steps. Just about put half of it on first and then the other half after we rotate the antenna. So a little bit of a setup and process, but it's the streamlined way to do it. So follow the instructions and you'll be fine, I'm sure. We also did get a new crank for the extension part this last year, so that really helps a lot. It was getting really tough to crank it in the full extension. And so that's our trailer, and it's an awesome setup. Again, we've got a directional antenna on top that's for 20 meter, 15 meter, and 10 meter. And the brand is Cushcraft. Had to think about it for a minute. So that's our directional. It looks like we've got 2 radios in the tent, and we've got 1 CW station that I'll show in a little bit. But both stations in the tent have been using the directional antenna all day, 20 meter and 15 meter so far. We'll probably switch bands tonight and do some of the other bands as we get into the evening and more folks coming to check things out. So that is a quick look at the tower. Let's move on to the next. All right, our next antenna that we've got set up is a fan dipole. It's on 80 meter, 40 meter, and 20 meter. We attach one end to the top of the tower, and then we use a launcher to launch a line over a tree that we'll find. And so we found a tall tree, and we stretched a line over that, pulled the other end of the antenna up there. So we haven't been using this, the fan dipole much today, but as we get in the evening, we'll definitely be using it on 40 meter and 80 meter and switching bands through the evening. We did try and keep things a little bit simpler this year. In the past, we've had another vertical or another antenna here and another station at this within this tent. Tried to keep it a little bit simpler this year to reduce interference, and sounds like we've been doing pretty good in just having a third station further away for CW and digital. So I think it's worked pretty well so far. So now that we've seen the main 2 antennas that we use, let's go look in the tent and we'll look at how the antenna cables go into the tent and see what our stations are set up. Oh yeah?
Oh, here comes the drone.
What the world? All right, so this is in our tent, and I'll show you here where the antenna came in for the beam antenna is right here. We've got a triplexer, which allows us to use 3 different radios on the same antenna. And most of what we've been doing today is the 20 meter band and the 15 meter bands. We also have 10 meter. Now on the other side, we also have the fan dipole that comes in. And again, the same setup where it comes into the triplexer, and then we've got 80, 40, and 20 meter on the fan dipole. And then this control panel allows us to easily switch between stations. So station 1 is in the middle of the tent, station 2, and so if station 1 wants to change antennas from 20 meter to 10 meter, you just take the cable out, you plug it in, or if you want to switch to the fan dipole, we'll take it out and we'll switch it over. The main thing is just making sure that we communicate and that we don't have, that we're only using 1 band at a time is really kind of the main rule. And then we've got a rotator around the corner here. And there's a bathroom key there that we keep to make sure we can use that. And around the corner, my tripod there, we're hiding the Yaesu rotator for our tower antenna, and then we've got a little VHF antenna there tonight. So that's a quick tour of how we get the antennas and how we get the adjust the frequencies between our stations. So let's go look at a station. So this is our second station. We've got 2 stations in the tent this year. I'll usually print something out really quick just to make it easy for new folks to say our call and our exchange, especially if they're not used to the phonetic alphabet. So we've got that, a notepad, some other information. We've got the ICOM 7300 is our radio, headphones, and our computers are linked together in the tent using N3 FJP software, and we've got them networked in the tent to the main computer It looks like this radio here has been on battery power today with a Bioenno, it looks like 20 amp battery. So we've been powering that with some solar panels, it looks like outside here for this specific station today. For power for the rest of our setup, we use Honda generators that are out there in the back, and we've got one out there that's running, and then we've also bought a new one for our second station this year. So we've got 2 Honda generators that work great. Was that the power?
That was the power.
All right, we need gas, huh? Whoops.
Disconnected this generator so right?
All right, so after I showed the generator, it ran out of gas, so I had to fill it up real quick. That should keep us going through past midnight here tonight. And also was a great opportunity to share about field day with a couple people walking through the park. So I had a great conversation sharing about the hobby, and definitely that's one of the key things it's about. I know there's been a lot of folks in our club doing that today and a lot of folks stopping through. So I think the one thing to share, I'll show you the solar panel on the outside of the tent. It's a Bioenno panel that was feeding the Bioenno battery there inside the tent. And I'll probably wait till tomorrow to show you the CW trailer setup that we've got down there. It's locked up for the night. So I'm sure we'll have some folks back in the morning and I'll show you that. So let me show you the solar panel there. I may have a few shots here as we go through the evening, and we'll keep working as long as we can. Sorry.
He's getting a whole lot of people from California.
All right.
Roger, Roger. Thanks. Thank you as well. Good luck.
Don't pay attention to the peanut gallery back there. But you get a lot of freaking amateurs in here when you're trying to do this. You're trying to be professional.
That's my job.
You're trying to get this job right, and you just get this Cracker Jack bunch here.
Bring it on, buddy.
Want to try another?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're hunting, we're listening, waiting for a gap, basically.
Yeah.
Figure out who they are, we make sure we haven't contacted them already.
Not bad.
And so that works basically, after you tune a station, it auto-tunes,
Roger on that. Whiskey Alpha 7, Lima Alpha
I just
Whiskey.
remember, I was like, dude, I just built a giant
QSL, and we are 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
If he'd have just said, hey, I need you to swap this or because it's all about where the elements are.
QSL, thank you for the
If he had just
contact.
said, oh yeah, I got it wrong on the diagram. We should do that.
There would be several others that would not let us live it down until.
Let me see if anybody's doing it here.
You remember that term?
Roger, Roger. We are 3 Alpha, Whiskey Alpha. Roger, Roger. Good luck. QSL 3 Alpha, Whiskey Alpha. 7-3. Just after 3 o'clock in the morning. Gonna try and get a couple hours of sleep before folks show up in the morning and start taking down then at 11 o'clock. So we'll still get some good hours of operating. It is time to hit the hay. I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. It's 6:30 and slept for a little over 2.5 hours before I was ready to get up and get these stations set back up, the generator going and everything else. And then Randy showed up at 6, and so he is at the satellite station, and I want to walk and share that with you here in just a little bit. So Randy's over there operating CW at the trailer, and again, that's a new station to get it a little further apart from our other 2 radios and lessen interference. So no one's here yet. I'm going to jump on 50 meter or 20 meter and hopefully start to make a run at it and make as many contacts as I can. And we've got about 280 contacts so far, and but just great to see so many folks get on the air for the first time yesterday or anything else. So that's really what it's all about, and just the excitement there. So let's go jump on the air while we're waiting for a few more folks to show up, and then I'll run over and I'll show you the satellite station in just a little bit. CQ Field Day, Whiskey Alpha 7, Lima Alpha Whiskey calling CQ Field Day.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Zulu Golf Mike.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Zulu Golf Mike, 3 Alpha, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha.
All right, I roger your 3 Alpha, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha. Please copy my 1 Delta, 1 Delta Tennessee, November, over.
QSL, I copy 1 Delta Tennessee, 7-3, QRZ. All right, well, that was a blast. Called on 50 meter for almost 30 minutes and didn't get anyone, and then the band started to pick up and just wanted to keep the frequency, so kept calling and finally got almost 30 contacts, around 27 in a little bit. So I probably should run over and check out Randy at the CW station. It's starting to rain a little bit, so I hope that holds off. And I see Tim just showed up here, so at least we got a few more folks showing up and getting the radios running, and I will start taking down at 11 o'clock. I love it. It looks great. Yeah.
Says I'm going to try not to be too noisy while you run the...
Yeah, don't mind all this during your CW.
All right, so walked over and fun to see Tim was doing some work in the back of the trailer, getting a shelf built so we can organize things better, get the tent under there and just things organized. So Tim's back there working, getting that set up. And Randy said the station's working really great here for our CW satellite station, or our satellite meaning just away from our main tent. But we've got the ladder line antenna, a dipole, and then there's a tuner on the inside and a bandpass filter. So basic setup, but it's working great. And there's even a little spot in the back now of the trailer that we could probably throw a cot or a mattress on and actually have someone sleep in there. So a few things besides organizing, some nice improvements. So thank you, Tim, and thanks, Randy, for showing us the CW station. I'm gonna head back to the tent. It's about 8 o'clock now in the morning. It looks pretty quiet over there still. So I'll watch for folks. It's raining a little bit, and we're going to start takedown in a couple hours.
Roger, roger. 3 Alpha, Whiskey, Whiskey Alpha.
Whiskey Alpha 7, Lima Alpha Whiskey. Roger, roger. Please copy 3 Alpha, Whiskey, Whiskey Alpha.
Whiskey Alpha 7, Lima Alpha Whiskey. QSL, we are 3 Alpha, Whiskey Whiskey Alpha.
All right, it's 10:30 Sunday morning. Great to see some more folks stop by to get on the air and operate the radio. So that's been running this morning. There's a little bit of break in the weather. We took down some of the canopies and the fan dipole, since no one was using that this morning. They were using the beam, and we're just kind of waiting to let folks get the rest of their contacts and shut down here at 11. So thank you so much for everyone that came out to help set up and take down today, to operate through, to help other people get on the air for the first time, for folks who came to get on the air for the first time, or or still pretty new and just to get some more experience. That's what field day is really all about. So great to see everybody. Thank you so much for your help in coming out, and hope you enjoyed the tour of our club and our events. And so I will say 73, thank you so much for watching. Would love to hear your comments. If any questions about our field day setup, if you'd like to come check out the club, WA7LAW.org is our website. Would love to invite you to one of our meetings, or if you need to do VE testing or anything else. So thanks again for watching. Hope you also had a great field day. If you have not been to one, definitely check it out next year. 73 from WA7 J&J.